Hi, Debbie here. Well, I want to make a bowl cozy. That's what it's called. It's this. It's a little fabric cozy that, don't mind my fingers. I was actually changing the blades in my paper trimmer and I had such a hard time and I sliced 3 fingers doing it. And I didn't even realize I had done it until I saw the blood on my trimmer. But anyway, this is just to protect my fingers while I'm doing this. Anyway, what this does is just protects your hand when you, like, let's say you microwave something and it comes out really hot and it's really hot on your hand. You just put it in the little cozy and it just protects your hands. And also if it's something really cold, you can also put it in the little cozy to protect your hands. So this is what I'm going to be making. I thought I'd just, show you how I do it. I mean, I know there's 1,000 videos out there, but I wanted to show you. Um, it's really simple. All you need is to make sure that your fabric is, if you're going to put it in the microwave, it has to be 100% cotton fabric and it has to be 100% cotton thread if you're going to put it in the microwave. If you're not, it really doesn't matter then. And also the batting that goes in between, that has to be 100% cotton. And this little cozy, it's a 10-inch cozy that we're going to be making, and that fits a 6-inch bowl. Now you can make these any size as long as it's a square. You can go 6, 8, 10, however big of a cozy that you would like to make. And you can make them with 2 different fabrics, which is what I did on this one. See, I have 2 different fabrics because you can reverse it. You just switch it around and then you can just, or you can use the same fabric on both sides. So anyway, let me show you. I've already have my fabric picked out that I'm going to be using. It's this little bird print here. And the backing of mine is going to be blue. So the first thing you need to do, and this is my batting. It's a 100%, it's a quilt batting, and it's, it's thin. Is the first thing you do is you take your little batting and you place your fabric on top, line it up really well. I'm kind of going fast here for the video. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it down, and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew from corner to corner and then corner to corner, and then I'll do the same on the other one. So let me go over to my sewing machine and sew that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I just went from corner to corner, and then I did the same here. See, I had to make a line, follow a line. I need a line to follow. And this is vanishing marker that I used. It's one of these pens. And then there's this here. So the next step you need to do is you need to fold these in half. Right sides together, like this. And try to make sure that your fabric doesn't get all tangled up in here when you fold it over. Try to keep it as smooth as you can. And then after you do that, you're going to take a ruler and then you're going to mark on the folded side 1 inch over and 2 inches down. So you have to excuse I'm not left-handed, so you go 1 inch over and then 2 inches down, and then you're going to make a line, and then you're going to stitch on that. So let me do that and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, see, I just went 1 inch over, 2 inches down, and drew a line. And now I did it on this side, then I flipped it over and did it on the other side, because it just makes it going into the sewing machine a little bit easier. So I'm going to do that on both of these. I'm going to take these over to my sewing machine and just sew along that line. And also, I didn't tell you, I'm using a 2.5 stitching length on these. So let me go over and do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so they're sewn here. So the next thing you need to do is you need to take some scissors and just trim off this excess. Leave about 1/4 of an inch. I wouldn't trim any. This is just to help with some of the bulk. And just trim that off. And then after you do that, you need to take this and then fold it the other way. Now we're going to fold it the other way. Make sure your fabric doesn't get all, you got to make sure you smooth out your fabric inside here when you do this. So just fold it out, making sure it's nice and smooth inside. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your ruler, you're going to mark it 1 inch, then 2, then you're going to bring them together, make a line, and then you're going to sew on that line. So let me go do that with these, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've done the other side, so I just need to trim off the excess here, like so. Now the next thing is we need to put these together, right sides together, inside each one, and make sure when you do this, you line up your seams. So you just line up your seams, and it's nice if you can have one seam going one way and one seam going the other. It just lays flatter that way. And then you can either pin it or tack it down. So I'm just going to use these little pins, these little clips rather. And I'm going to do that all the way around. And then I need to make sure I leave an opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave about a 2-inch opening right here. And then I'm going to sew all the way around, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I trimmed all the way around. Now I did use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I did stitch on the opening. I went back and forth a couple of times because this is where we're going to be turning this right side out. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to trim off all these excess strings, and then I'm going to turn it right side out, and then I'll show you what it looks like. One more thing, also before I turn it inside out, I am going to trim the little excess off the corners here. You know, just take a little bit, you know, and just trim a little bit off like that. Okay, once you do finally get it turned right side out, you need to take some kind of a tool. I use my craft tool here, and go up in the corners and really push those corners out. There, see how you got to really push those corners out. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Just push them out. I'm sorry, I'm not even in screen. Yeah, you have to push them out. Because I'm on the other side of my camera. I'm usually not on this side. Just push them out really good. And then over here. And then what you're going to need to do then is you need to, where you have your opening where you turned it, you need to fold that in. Just fold it in, and then you're going to clip it. And then what you're going to do after you do that, you're going to top stitch. That means you're going to take your sewing machine and you're going to stitch all the way around to close that up. So let me do that and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I went all the way around. I didn't do a 1/4 inch stitch. It's about 1/8 maybe. I went as far to the edge as I could to do the top stitch. So I went all the way around, and this is what it looks like. You can either have it this way for your bowl, or you can just do it this way for your bowl. Either way works. So that's it. It's a little bowl cozy. They make great gifts. This is what this is for. This is a gift. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you how I put this together. If you have any questions, just ask in in your comments. And I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.